Coach, you guys just played St. Joe's in a tough 12-4 loss in your home opener. Kind of give us a general overview of the game.
It's awful. It was every sense of the word. I'll start with saying I can't say enough about Coach Ray and his staff and his players. They outworked us for 60 minutes. Thank God the game's only 60 minutes long, because we'd have probably gotten outworked for another 30 if the game was ever extended, on every element, from ground balls to face-offs to finishing to execution. It was not a VMI effort. It's unacceptable the way that we played today, and I just will absolutely not stand for it. And there's some things that absolutely need to be addressed with our program after today's effort. With that being said, I can't say enough for that program over there. I've followed them for the last couple of years. I know they play a very, very tough schedule, and they made the long trip down to Lexington. They made great adjustments throughout the course of the game, and really just out-battled us today.
Steven Robarch went 10-19 at the face-off spot. Not a typical effort from him, but kind of key points in the game.
Yeah, I think the key points in the game were the fact that when you got a kid like Steven Robarch, who we rely on so much, you come into a game like this and you expect to rely on him, and unfortunately we couldn't. And he was a lot of self-inflicted wounds. I think we probably jumped 4 times or 5 times out of their wins. They did a good job getting into his head. They did an even better job on our wings, out ground balling us on the wings. Very, very unlike what we like to do and what we take so much pride in. And to their credit, they just absolutely took us out of our game and took us out of our game plan at the face-off exit. We had no counter. And we may rely on Robarch a little too much, but that's rightfully deserved. But today we didn't have a counter for what they were doing to us. And for some reason we continue to feel the need to jump against a kid who had a great day today, but whose numbers up until today just didn't support us ever having to have to jump on a face-off.
Keith Long had 2 goals and assists today. He continues to lead your offense game in and game out. Kind of talk about Keith's effort tonight.
I mean, Keith's effort's always great, and even some of the questionable decisions that he makes, he kind of earns the right to be able to do that because he puts the ball in the net pretty well. He runs a lot of our offense. We need somebody else to step up, and we need a lot of other people to step up. And as teams continue to counter, it's really impressive to see teams spending so much effort on taking Keith out of the game, and he's still going to tally his points, but I think he was 2-1 today. 3 points don't win a game. 3 points don't win a game for us. And we've got a lot of drop passes. We've got a lot of good looks. We've got a lot of turnovers that are just unacceptable on offense. And no matter how good of a job Keith does, it's going to continue to get overshadowed by some other players, and Keith included, but just some of the decision-making and the lack of execution. And, we love what he does for the program, and we're going to continue to lean on him because he's a great player. But we got a lot of great players that just aren't executing the way they're expected to.
Your next game is at home on March 6th against Lehigh. About a week and a half to make some adjustments. Are you guys gonna take some look at some new things?
Yeah, we're going to probably take a look at a new everything. I think a week and a half may be just enough time after watching today's effort for us to prep for Lehigh. And, maybe we can get Lehigh to push the game back 3 more days and give us a few extra days to prep, because at this point in time now, we have to take a real hard look, not only at some personnel, but some systematic things that are just clearly not working. It was an unacceptable effort for us today. Things have to be cleaned up. But a 12-4 loss, regardless of who you're playing, seems to be our trend at this point in time, and we're too good of a lacrosse team, and we certainly work too hard for that to be the result of where we're at. And sometimes you just have to reassess the players you have in certain spots, and we'll take every bit of the next 10 days to prep for Lehigh, and we'll be ready, as we always are, but we need to do a much better job executing from start to finish of a lacrosse game instead of just being satisfied with little bits and pieces throughout a 60-minute game.
All right, thanks, Coach. And your next game again is March 6th at home against Lehigh.
Thank you.